Hi, I'm Richard Byrne, and welcome to this video interview with Ernie Delgado and Malia Hoffman. And we're going to talk about G Suite for Education and Chromebooks and their role in your classroom and what you can do to get ready to use them in your classroom. So, Malia, let's talk about G Suite for Education. Typically, when people hear G Suite for Education, I think a lot of them think of Google Docs and maybe Google Slides, and they think it's really, do I need to go to a training for this? What else can I do besides docs and slides?
Yeah, well, as you know, Docs is the flagship of the G Suite. So G Suite is more than just docs and slides. It definitely covers using Google Forms, using some of the Chrome extension add-ons, and looking at using sites and extensions, and just really embracing the full suite that Google has to offer. And not just looking at Google Docs, but looking at Hyperdocs and how to make those documents much more rich and personalized to what you're doing in your classroom. And also just embracing some of the templates that other teachers and other people have made, and to make your documents come to life and just have a little bit more creativity and flair to what you're doing.
So you used a term that's become quite popular in the last year, Hyperdocs. If you wanted to explain that to a teacher in 30 seconds as you're walking down the hallway, what's a Hyperdoc?
Yeah, well, a Hyperdoc is essentially a Google Doc, but what it has in it is a lot of references and resources to other documents. So it can be to other Google Suite docs and activities that you've already created for your students, or it can be links to things outside on the web or resources. You can embed some videos and just make it a live, like living document that allows students a much more rich learning experience than just moving an analog piece of paper worksheet onto a document that's on the web.
So you're really opening up a whole new world of possibilities that we didn't have before with our standard word processing documents.
Right.
Some of us.
Yeah, and it's almost like a real basic version of a website in a way, but it's not quite so intimidating for a teacher who may not have those advanced tech skills to want to build a website, but it allows them to link and have all of their resources in one spot.
And these are things that you can do kind of regardless of whether you have a Chromebook in your classroom or you're using an older laptop in your classroom, correct?
Right. I mean, you can even do it on tablets. It's not as easy, in my opinion, but laptops and Chromebooks work the same, in my opinion, for any of the G Suite applications.
Fantastic. So, Ernie, we were talking before we started recording about the emergence of G Suite and Chromebooks in schools, and you were expressing that you kind of bet on Chromebooks and G Suite kind of emerging in the market, and so you were let's say a prophet in this area, if you will.
Yes, I am. we were early adopters, and I will say it wasn't exactly our idea or goal to do that. We were working with the school in South Orange County, and that school actually was the early adopter. And I showed up and asked the principal to share her technology plan with me. And we walked down the hallway. She opened a classroom, and there were 300 Chromebooks in boxes sitting there. And as a consultant, she was all in with Chromebooks. I couldn't talk her into something else. So we quickly had to figure out how to apply those to her school, which meant helping her become a Google school and get connected that way with her classrooms. And then we had to provide the training, the support, and the resources to make sure that the Chromebooks, made a difference in the classroom. And if you remember, 4 or 5 years ago, iPad was the rage. So this was really against the trend back then. The good news is we ended up doing a case study a year later, about a year and a half later. And one of the things that jumped out from this case study is that students felt way more organized. And it's all about the cloud. Things were where they were supposed to be. As Malia just mentioned, they could go home on their tablet or PC computer and get to their documents. They could be at school on their Chromebook and have access to it. Was where it was supposed to be, and it made a lot of difference to kids and teachers. And what's happening now is now we're at the next generation, and it's evolving with classroom. This paperless workflow that we've always talked about in technology. And again, I've been in this industry almost 25 years. It created more paper, if anything. Now we are finally seeing workflows that are paperless, and it works. Teachers love it, students love it, parents love it. It's what we've always hoped for with technology. Thank you, Google.
So now let's just from an adoption standpoint, if I'm the school principal and I'm walking down the hallway and I say to all my staff, hey, next year you're all going to have Chromebooks in your classroom. There's going to be a teacher or two who's going to be a little bit reluctant about making that change. What do you say? And Ernie or Malia, either one of you can answer this. What do you say to that teacher who says, I'm a little reluctant about this change. I don't trust this Chromebook to not lose all of my work that I've been doing for 20 years in lesson planning, or I don't feel like I need to make this shift into Hyperdocs. What's wrong with what I've been doing? What do you say to those people?
Well, I guess what I would say to them is to just give it a try. That they don't have to make the leap all in right away, but to just try it with a few things. And so everyone adopts technology at a different level. And if they're a little bit reluctant and insecure about completely changing over to storing everything in the cloud, they don't have to do that right away. But I would say that the best thing to do is offer them some training. And to alleviate those fears, it's because it's the fear of the unknown.
If I could add on to what Malia just said, your scenario, Richard, is not theoretical. This is happening today. Principals are making decisions. They're going Chrome, they're going Chromebooks, and it's happening, and teachers are having to react. This is the main reason why we developed our training program, is that although Google G Suite is much easier than other environments I've experienced, it still requires training. From the high level to the low level teacher, you need to understand these tools. But it's the learning curve is not that dramatic. If you have someone really smart like a Dr. Malia Hoffman walking you through some of these different things and giving you real world examples of how they work, and you're able to communicate live with her, it really does break down that learning curve. And I've seen some teachers that they spend a lot of time watching free videos. There's a lot of free resources out there, and they still don't quite get it. They might have, the video might have been obsolete. Google, every time you turn on your Chromebook, it gets better. It's constantly changing and updating and getting better. And G Suite along with it. It went from Google Docs to Google Apps to GAIF, Google Apps for Education, and now it's G Suite. Even the name changes. So teachers, if they put in a little bit of time and they have the right resources and the right trainer, they can get up to speed very quickly.
So speaking of training, you have a training event coming up in just a few weeks from now in Palm Springs. You're still accepting signups for it. Malia, you want to tell us a little bit about what teachers can expect, or principals, if they want to come, what they can expect?
Definitely. The training is actually meant to be very personalized. So what we've done is once you register, we send you an interest inventory to find out what your level is, what your comfort is. And then we've offered up about 15 different options of potential sessions that we will hold. And we're going to just ask you, what are you interested in learning more about? And so that way we can really tailor it to your needs and what you want and what you need. And the idea is for you to bring in content that you are working through in your classroom, to bring it in so we can work with you on developing that and building it into rich lessons for your students for great collaboration.
Fantastic. And Ernie or Malia, where can folks go to register and get signed up to join you?
We do have a registration page, obviously. Our website is Beyond Tech Ed, the word beyond, tech like technology, ed like education, beyondteched.com/summer. And it'll take them right to the page. Even if they go to beyondteched.com, there's a banner there you can click on. And right now, the rate, we do have a promotion for Richard Burns' fan base, his followers, his minions, whatever you want to call them. Love him.
Don't call them minions.
Respect him. The rate's $705 for the 2-day training, and that includes a hotel room. We were just talking about other trainings. Just the hotel room alone is $400. So I think we're doing pretty good there. It's in Palm Springs. It's August 2nd and 3rd. If they want to share a room with the person, they could use the discount code Buddy Pass, save $100 there. And we also have a friends discount that we're giving out for friends of Richard Byrne, and it's friends 50 to save another $50 on their registration. It's
That's
2 days. It's at the Hilton. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. It's friends 50.
Friends 50 is the discount code for that discount, and then Buddy Pass for if they're the people that are going to split a room at the Hilton in Palm Springs. And if anyone's been to the Q conference in Palm Springs, it's right down the street. It's a really neat area. Bring your family. Tons to do, including swimming since it's going to be warm. Everything's indoors, so we're excited about that.
All right, fantastic. Thank you. And just to remind everybody, that's Beyond Tech Ed, and the discount code is Friends50. And
Yes.
and if you want to partner up with somebody else, you can use the code Buddy Pass and save an extra $100 on your registration. And you can go swimming while you're there. So
You could swim.
what's better than that?
Work on your tan.
You're going to want to swim. So Richard, you should come out and join us.
I would love to. Thank
Take
you.
off that flannel shirt. Get a little sun.
I need some. You know, it's been a cold, wet summer here in Maine, so I definitely need a little color. So
Yeah.
thank you both.
Thank you, Richard.
You're welcome. Thank you, sir.